Hey everybody, so Daniel asks number 7. Wow, it's been 7 weeks since I started this. And last video didn't do as well as the previous ones, which I kind of think it's because I talked for 17 minutes straight, which I didn't realize it was that long until I was editing it, and I was like, wow, that's a lot to sit through because I'm kind of boring. So I'm gonna keep these shorter and sweeter and try to keep them around 12 minutes or less. Hopefully that way a lot more of you guys will watch, and hopefully I can reach more of you guys. So last video is I think gonna be right here if I can place the link in the right spot. I'm still working on that. So if you didn't see it, you guys can click on it and you can skip through it and see what the answers were to the previous question and what the question was for the last video. As for my people who wanna kind of just know what my question is for this video and they don't really care to hear the responses or my answers from the previous videos, comments, I'm gonna go ahead and put the time of when I ask the question for this video down here. You guys can go to that time in this video and it'll be the question for this week. But everybody else who wants to see me go over the responses we had from the last video's question, let's go ahead and do it right now. Here we go. So the first comment I'm gonna read from Dave Smiler, from Dave Smiler, a random Kiwi from New Zealand. He said that, this question was harder to answer than I expected. We celebrate most of the standard holidays, New Year's, Easter, some places have Easter festivals, and Christmas. Only time we can buy fireworks is for Guy Fawkes. I hope I'm saying that right. Which has a pro-con audience, but a lot of the towns and regions have their own. And that Gisborne has a wine festival, and that you guys have a Rhythm and Vine at New Year's Eve. Huge music event, as well as the Fire in the Sky. So it sounds like you had a lot of things going on. But it sounds like generally what you're saying is that New Year's and Easter and Christmas are probably the most celebrated standard holidays for everybody. Now, you guys are gonna have to explain to me maybe a little bit more in the comments today, if you can, what Guy Fawkes is. I hope I'm saying that right. And also what you mean by it has a pro-con audience. I could probably Google it, honestly, and look, but I'd rather hear it from you guys because, I don't know, your opinions are more interesting, I think, than me just reading factual statements online. But thank you, David. I had a feeling that Christmas and New Year's, I wasn't sure about Easter, but I knew Christmas and New Year's would probably be pretty celebrated. And it looks like you guys have a ton of different things I can go and do too. So I will probably do some of that. Next comment I'm gonna read is from Barry Nichols. And this comment says, for me, even as an atheist, Christmas, Boxing Day, usually lovely and sunny, seeing family, eating and drinking to excess, and watching TV. Sounds like a fun Christmas. In terms of purely the holiday, it's a toss-up between Watangi Day and Anzac Day, the New Zealand National Day in the summer, or celebrating the New Zealand Armed Forces, but my grandfather's fought in World War II. Watangi Day, I feel like I've heard of it. I'm probably saying it wrong, by the way, again. I feel like I've heard of it before. I don't know exactly what they celebrate. And then Anzac Day, I'm pretty sure is what he mentioned. So New Zealand Armed Forces, it's a celebration of them. Which is awesome. That's great. I haven't really I don't know when is it? I don't even know when Anzac Day is, but I definitely will make a point to celebrate it because even though I'm not from here, anybody that puts their lives down for their country is worth celebrating 100%. So thank you for that, Barry Nichols. I like that comment. Next one is from Isbay Hudson. Hopefully I'm saying that right. It says holidays, Christmas is the big one. Most businesses will shut down for a 2-week period. Easter is also nice as you get a 4-day break out. I'm really interested in Matariki. It's a new holiday in 2022 was the first time it was observed and involves reflecting on recent losses in the beginning of the Maori Lunar New Year. Anzac is also very special and we always try to get to the dawn service. Yeah, Matariki, like I mentioned, I think in the last video, was the first holiday we were here for, and I didn't quite understand it, but it had to do with the stars, I'm pretty sure, which of course you mentioned the Maori Lunar New Year. So I think it's really cool. I'll have to learn more about it, but it looks like a lot of you guys are saying Christmas is kind of the main one that's the most celebrated. So I appreciate that, Bay Hudson. And the last comment I'm gonna read is from Simon Teasdale, hopefully saying it right. Can confirm, but the biggest holiday is definitely Christmas, New Year. Almost the entire country shuts down for the week, which again, I think is awesome that you all celebrate Christmas and shut down for a week. That's good. An important holiday that I don't see mentioned by anyone else is whenever New Zealand beats Australia at a sporting event. It may not be official, but it's definitely observed. Hey, I like that, okay? I like anything that has to do with sports, and especially if you have a rivalry with Australia and we win, I think that should be a holiday. I think everybody should be off work the next day and all the bars should be open early. So thank you, Simon, I appreciate that. But I think that kind of wraps up our question. It seems like our final answer is Christmas and New Year's, but also Anzac Day is celebrated. Matariki is a new holiday coming in this past year, and hopefully it takes off. And then Watangi, hopefully I'm saying it right again, Day, which of course I need to learn about all of these holidays more than I already have. I only barely know a little bit of the holidays here, but I'm very interested to learn more. But let's move on. Our question for this week, and it's a doozy. I think you guys are going to hopefully have fun with it. Hopefully you guys are honest and not afraid to speak your mind, because I think this can be really positive or really negative depending on which way you take it. I feel like a lot of my questions are that way. But the question today is, from your experience in life as a Kiwi or as a New Zealander, as an Australian, wherever you're from, what is your, I guess, opinion or understanding or perception of Americans? So, and I'm not saying of me and Alyssa, you've seen us in the videos and stuff, but without us and knowing who we are, what is your typical thoughts? What are your typical thoughts on Americans? What do you feel like we stand for? What do you feel like we are, who we are? What do you think about, I don't know, America, maybe even? What do you think about Americans? What do you think about America? What's your opinion on all of that? I'm not necessarily saying let's get political here, but I hear all the time everybody talking about our presidents like Joe Biden and Donald Trump and trying to have political conversations with me, and I don't follow it very much, and I try not to, especially not anymore now that we're here. But I guess just what's your opinion on America or Americans, or both? You don't have to give us your opinion on us, me and Alyssa, but what's your perception of Americans? Is it positive? Is it negative? Are there details behind it? Do you have stories of Americans you've met that you either loved or hated? Just give me something interesting, because I'm curious to see. I know New Zealand is really welcoming to everyone, especially us. We felt so welcomed. Other countries don't like Americans, so I'm just trying to figure out, where does New Zealand stand? Do they like Americans? Do they not like Americans? Do they just tolerate Americans? Do you guys not care either way? Which would be fair too. But anyway, so let me know. The question is, what is your perception of America and Americans? Make sure you leave a comment down below. I know somebody else mentioned a comment and said they'd appreciate if I commented or liked or started engaging more with everyone's comments, even if I don't read them in the video. And I'll try to be better about that. As you guys know, Alyssa is super pregnant, about to give birth probably within the next 30 days or less. So I'm trying to get a lot of things done while also staying up to date on YouTube, and it's been just a little overwhelming. But I will try my best to interact more with you guys' comments, as I always appreciate them and I always read them, every single one of them. So thank you guys as always, and I'll see you in Daniel Asks number 8, 2 months worth. I can't believe it. See you guys.